17 years. 17 years I have invested as a married businessman with children to uncover and discover the unique journey of a warrior king. Now, it wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to go down this path. I wasn't attempting to lead or to guide you. I was searching to liberate and inspire my own life to a new level of possibility and a new level of productivity and a new level of prosperity. What I didn't understand in the beginning was this was not a weekend opportunity. This wasn't a weekend workshop or seminar that I would attend and magically my life would change. No, there were 3 distinct phases that a man goes through. These phases are crucial to the ultimate creation of a life inside of the warrior's way that works. How long did it take me? Well, it took me 17 years. How long is it going to take you? Well, that will be on you. See, what I was not weaponized inside of this 3-stage journey and this 3-phase experience was the tools that you have access to. There was no one who had blazed a trail before me, who had found the pitfalls, the dark pits, and the holes inside the game, the black holes that you would disappear into for 6 months to a year, only to uncover the one lesson necessary to be able to extract yourself from that fucking hole. Well, I spent that time, not on purpose. I just spent it on purpose to find me, not necessarily to find you. So here in this particular video, I'm going to outline the 3 stages that you're going to go through, ultimately the phases that you will evolve in as a man inside of this journey known as the warrior's way. The first stage is that of be the man. Be the man finds a man like you right where you stand. It meets you at the gate of living this have-it-all lifestyle. It meets you at the gate with the simple uncovering and discovery of the truth. See, this truth we call the facts is what will set you free. It's what sits at the foundation of you and me. It is ultimately our opportunity to arrive at a land called prosperity, but the challenge is men that meet this ourselves at this gate don't come in a place of prosperity. We come to this gate to eradicate scarcity. What is scarcity? Scarcity is lack or limitation that exists inside of our minds, our hearts, or our reality, our actual results. It's a limitation inside of body, being, balance, or business. And stage 1 inside of this process of being the man, to be the man, is to eradicate scarcity. It is to access a level of power inside of yourself that is on a foundation of the facts, thus giving you an opportunity to build a true future from where you stand today. So this eradication of scarcity inside of this stage can take weeks, months, years, decades, and many men who you know day to day will spend their whole lives from birth to the grave fighting, struggling, and striving inside of this game called scarcity. And so our first stage is to eradicate this. It is to eradicate it across all 4 domains of the game. And once we have eradicated scarcity inside of body, being, balance, and business, we knock on the door of stage number 2. Stage number 2 is to be the king. See, inside of you is a man and there is a king. There is a man who is primal in nature, whose tendency is to drift into the abyss called life. And then there is a king inside of you and a king inside of me. A king that's been called to take a stand, not just for himself, but to take a stand for his family, his businesses, and his future. The second stage then that a man moves into once he eradicates scarcity is to move directly into the next game, which is to establish abundance. What is abundance? Abundance itself is having more than enough energy in your body, more than enough fitness and vitality inside of your physical area and domain of body. Being in the game of business with purpose, an abundant feeling of direction and a sense of worthiness, an idea of who you truly are and the directions that you're heading. Balance, a marriage that's on fire with children who conspire to spend time with you, and business in your bank account, a game of weaponization in your productivity and your money-making skills that assures the foundation to move into stage number 3. But see, establishing abundance across all 4 takes time. It just does. Just like trying to force a baby from the time that the sperm hit the egg and its inception and gestational process The reality is it's going to take 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 months for this baby to develop and ultimately to be born. Then this baby is going to take time to figure out how to eat, how to breathe air, how to crawl, how to walk, and how to run. This child grows line upon line and precept upon precept, here a little and there a little, until it gains its adulthood, and in that place continues this journey of expansion. And so our game is about establishing abundance. That abundant place that we arrive at is when we can look around our lives, take a picture with a camera, and what we see is more than enough in every area. Once this is established, and once we have eradicated scarcity, we have built a wall and accessed the power of being the man. We then marry that up to the power of being the king. And weaponized as a man and weaponized as a king in abundance, we step into the third phase or third stage in this experience, this evolution of a warrior king, which is to build the kingdom. Move! 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 Now, the kingdom is more than abundance. The kingdom is about establishing a legacy that will live in your lifetime and beyond your lifetime. See, once abundance becomes your experience, the fuel that will drive you to the next stages of evolution are those of the calling of the kingdom builder. To build something that matters, to build a life and a family and a legacy that matters, to impact the world around you in a way both emotionally, spiritually, and economically that leaves a footprint on the planet that you were here. This establishment of a kingdom is where men will spend their entire careers until they die, here in this brotherhood and inside this game, of constantly eradicating deeper levels of uncertainty, establishing new levels of abundance, and ultimately continuing to expand their legacy through the kingdom creation they've been called to create. This phase is the most joyful. Why? Because it's the only one of the three that's driven purely by desire. See, when I'm leaving the land of scarcity and being the man, I deal with a lot of pain inside of my pit. I've got to deal with some dark, dark, dark shit. Inside of that pit, I begin to find power. And inside that power, I begin to find perspective. When I shift myself into the king mode and I start to become the king, I move from leveraging that power in the pit and that power inside of this conversation of perspective, and I take the pit and power and perspective, and then I link those up to a series of others, which is production and profit. The ability to actually establish a game that pushes my world through productivity and through profitability to a place of establishing true abundance. In the third phase, when I move into building kingdom, is when I ultimately move into the phase of protection and purpose. Purpose to life, purpose to creation, purpose to expansion. So let's review them again. Stage number 1, be the man and eradicate scarcity. Stage number 2, be the king and establish abundance. Stage number 3 is, well, build the kingdom and establish inside of your world an exponential expansion of your legacy and the future that you've been called to build and to leave here inside of this game. Inside of Be the Man, we may find it all. We find all the opportunity. Inside of being the king, though, we're going to begin to fund it all. And then inside of the final stage of that of the kingdom builder, well, inside of that stage, we're going to build a system to leave it all. To leave it to our children, to leave it to our grandchildren, to leave a posterity of scripture written by you, documenting the journey of expansion, creation, power, and possibility that those that come after you can follow. Breadcrumbs on the trail that bring significance, purpose, and meaning to a king's life so that life itself still makes sense until he dies. Brothers, welcome to a journey that will not end in a weekend, and a journey that we invite you to be part of with us for a lifetime. Your journey into this experience begins with the Be the Man experience and the Be the Man Challenge and the Be the Man Eradication of Scarcity starting now.